Hey everyone, even though I still watch a lot of YouTube videos and comment, I haven't really been up to making YouTube videos lately. The reason for that is I haven't really got that many ideas, and I'm sure I said this in one of my previous videos not that long ago. But finding ideas, or at least finding ideas and thinking of something good to say on them, is something that seems to be a bit few and far between these days. Plus the time of year is affecting my mood a lot, and it usually does. I'm feeling a lot more tired and run down and very, very cold a lot of the time, even though if the heating may be on or something. Plus, I have a cold, as you may be able to hear. Hopefully getting over it a bit now, but still that doesn't help. But you know, hopefully this drought will end soon, and I'll continue to make those fine, upstanding videos that you remember from, you know, months and months ago. Anyway, this is the second part of the news video series thing that I started a few weeks ago when by talking about Fox News, and this is the second part about the 24-hour news cycle. And I had a thought that really these news channels, 24-hour news channels, Sky News, BBC News 24, and the rest of them, they really should name themselves to opinion channels, because that's all they are for the most part. But that is mainly because of the 24-hour news cycle. There is so much time to fill and only so many things going on in the world. And yes, they could report on a wider variety of things going on in different parts of the world, very remote places that we don't really hear that much news from. But remember, these channels may be dedicated to news, but they also have to get ratings. So if a news piece is agreed upon to be unpopular, you're not going to see it, or at least the most you'll get is a little 2-minute segment or something. Ratings come first, unfortunately, and that's why events that are seem to be popular, like the engagement of Prince William and Kate Middleton, got such a disproportionately large chunk of the news cycle, especially on the BBC, because the head honchos knew it would bring in the viewers. You know, it's sad that numbers come first, but that's the world we live in. On a side note, my stepsister's wedding was actually shown on a BBC4 documentary a few years back, and when they were talking about the royal engagement, they were actually using footage of her wedding in the BBC backdrop in the background. I thought that was pretty interesting. Anyway, it's better for them, the news channels I mean, to focus on popular stories and drag them out than to dedicate more time to lots of different stories that may be deemed uninteresting to their viewers. And that's just the way the culture seems to be going. You know, people care far too much about what's going on in X Factor, or what the latest eviction results are from, you know, I'm a Big Brother celebrity, get me out of reality or something, I don't know. Then they are about budget cuts, or cuts to unemployment benefits, or something that's, you know, just a little bit more important. They take things that aren't really big news, but they're popular, and they turn it into big news so they can justify the amount of time they spend on it. And this just shows you just how long I've been working on this video, but the One Williams thing was a big news item, and it feeds into what I said about opinion channels. One Williams, if you can't remember, was the guy who was on NPR, a radio station in America, and got fired for when he said on the O'Reilly Factor on Fox that if he sees someone in Muslim garb at an airport, he gets nervous. Just after that, he got hired by Fox. What a surprise! But that's not the issue here. This is a great story for news channels, because they can actually report on the actual news. They can take in opinions from various different people. So they could have a Muslim American on talking about how this could possibly damage relations between Muslims and the rest of the American population. You could have a conservative on saying, oh, well, obviously, you know, people are going to be scared of Muslims. You know, they killed us on 9/11, which is actually what closely resembles what Bill O'Reilly said on The View. And you could have, you know, a liberal guy on saying, you know, this is fucking stupid. What exactly is Muslim Guard anyway? Are you out your fucking mind? And then you could report on those people's opinions, and then you could get other people's opinions on those opinions. It's like a never-ending merry-go-round. It's called a news cycle, but really it's recycling, as the same stories are brought up again and again with no real new information or insight. Maybe see it from a slightly different angle, just to try and say as much as they can, but without really revealing anything new. I think it's getting harder and harder to find a place that just gives you the unbiased facts as known and leaves you to make up your own mind. But I can see why. You know, they are in competition with each other and being partisan selves. You know, if you're completely on one side, either the left or the right, then you already have a built-in base that will watch you and will support you no matter what. Especially if you come under fire from people on the other side of the political aisle. You know, regardless of whether their criticisms hold any weight or not, you know, they will just be automatically dismissed. They will just be automatically dismissed as lies or propaganda or something. I know we live in a capitalist society, and viewers equals ratings, ratings equals money, money means that they can put on more channels and keep the channels on air. This particular system of just reporting on one side of things may make money, but I think you lose some self-respect in the process as well if you're just reporting on news because you know a certain demographic will like it, not because of the actual worth of the information. News isn't supposed to be like that. It's about information, it's about what's going on in the world, it's about stories, and it shouldn't be told from one side or the other. But then I guess I'm being a little idealistic. Anyway, I think I've rambled on enough, and I hope these 2 news videos that I've done recently were enjoyable. Cheerio!